Hello everyone, my name is Jackie and this is my channel called The Gentle Approach, and it's a channel where I share my life experiences, i.e. my naturalist journey, my self-care journey, and my business journey. Today I'm going to talk about something that's kind of been happening in real time, and it is about running a business as a highly sensitive person. So I definitely identify as a highly sensitive person. I've always really felt all the feelings around me. I'm very intuitive. I can pick up on other people's feelings. And so with that comes a lot, because then you take in a lot of energy. And then it can easily fall into you wanting to please everybody. And I'm sure you've learned from your life experiences, you cannot please everybody. So that is kind of one shadow side of being a highly sensitive person. But the positive side of being a highly sensitive person, I say, far outweighs the shadow. So if you can work with yourself on evolving it, it is a big asset. Because you just are so much more kind, so much more empathetic, and you're just so much more compassionate. And when you make life choices from that centered truth of kindness and honesty, I really believe that the ripple effects of that will help a lot of people. Even animals, our environment, when we make choices out of kindness and gentleness and softness. So that's kind of background of me and in general about highly sensitive people. And so I'm a highly sensitive person who owns a business, and I've been dabbling in the entrepreneurial world for about a year and a half now. And right now I'm on my second business, and that is a business where I'm in essence hosting fun and educational workshops around town where I live. It is a nonprofit, so I have a team of board of directors, and I'm working with volunteers, and it's all very new to me. So it's not like this business model is a solopreneur business model where it's mainly just yourself, and then maybe you're working with certain business partners and stuff like that. So a solopreneur thing is inherently solo. This one is much more collaborative, much more community-based, which I actually really like. But with that being said, as a highly sensitive person, I kind of slip back into this need to please everybody. And I've been running this business that I'm talking about since November of 2022, and we are in March of 2023. So that's November, December, January, February, March. Okay, 5 months now. Wow. Okay, 5 months. And it just got instated in November, and I've been doing a lot of back work, and we just had our first event the other day. So things are just starting out, so just building the foundation. But since having this business for the past 5 months, and dealing with a lot of different people, a lot of different energies, it's been a learning curve as a highly sensitive person. And I would say I've had 3 big heart hangovers. And that's a term that I just coined, I think, in a lot of metaphors. And so if you've ever been hungover, I used to drink a lot of wine and stuff like that. So when I would be hungover the next day, I'm like, why did I do this to myself? Or you just feel hungover, you just feel sluggish, you feel sad, you feel icky. And so for me, when something happens and afterwards it takes me a little while to process it. I call it a heart hangover because my heart is like just processing it, kind of detoxifying whatever it is it doesn't need. So I've had 3 big heart hangovers since November, and each time I'm surprised about that I react that way, that I respond that way, because I think until you're in a situation, you don't realize the way that you're going to respond. And each situation, they're different, but it all deals with dealing with people and personality types, and then also my personality type, and then things coming up from the shadows that I'm like, oh, I didn't even know I had that in me. And just this morning, I had my third heart hangover, so I'm kind of recording this in real time. And that's business and that's life, right? Not even just business. You know, there are situations that's not going to go as smooth as you want it to go, or you're going to have certain learning curves that makes you feel very vulnerable. So I'm putting myself out there to grow through all of this. And it has been a learning curve. So I wanted to just tell you my techniques of what I've been doing as a highly sensitive person to help me navigate these heart hangovers, because it is part of the growth. So I wrote it down. Okay, 1, sit with your feelings and let them come up for a certain period of time. So I literally just did this about an hour ago. I set my alarm for 30 minutes and I laid on the bed in silence, and I let all the stuff come up, even if it seemed like petty or icky or childish. I let it come up. I gave it its space, and it's not a fun part of the process at all. But you set a timer, you're only doing it for a certain amount of time. So I did it for 30 minutes. Maybe you need to do it only for 10 minutes. Maybe you only have the capacity for 5 minutes, or maybe longer. So anyways, that's step number 1. Just sitting with your feelings and allowing them to come up, and do not suppress it. Just let it come up and know that you're doing it for a certain period of time. So it's like a time capsule. Once everything comes up, then step number 2, do whatever tool or thing you need to do to move those feelings and that energy in and through your body. So that may be crying. Crying is a great release. It may be journaling. It just gets everything from your head and your heart onto paper, and you just and you move on. There's something called tapping, emotional freedom technique. You can Google it. And it's in essence where you do this whole exercise to kind of move things through your body. I'm not a tapping expert, but it's a really good tool. I've done it a few times. And you could just type in your YouTube, tapping for anger, tapping for sadness, or whatever it is that you're feeling. Maybe just going and doing a 30-minute walk. Maybe somehow moving your body really, really helps, whatever mobility that you have. Just moving, even just stretching, like doing this, getting a little funky with it, it moves. It's moving all that stuff that's come up, that residue. Like, we've brought up the residue, and now we're getting it out of the system, getting it out of the body. So however long you want to do that for, if you want to set a timer, you can. I would recommend at least doing it for 2 to 3 minutes. But again, setting a timer just helps, kind of puts it in a box. Maybe a box isn't the right way to explain it. You know what I mean. Okay, and so now we've let the residue come up. Now we've moved the residue, just kind of let it move through. And then the third step for me, what helps is, you're probably feeling down and out. You're probably feeling very vulnerable. You're probably feeling like, oh shit, like I fucked up, or maybe you're feeling angry. Whatever you're feeling that is not the highest version of yourself. So then we're going to bring in self-compassion, and an easy thing to do for that is or an easy technique that I use is, think of all the people, I'm going to cry. Think of all the people who truly love and support you, and that see the good in you, and just try to look at yourself through their eyes, or think of your child, or think of your sweet pet or an animal that you've came in contact with, that when they're around you, they see you for you, not for the mistakes you've made, not for, a dumbass comment you made. They see you for the true you. And I'm recording this in real time, so that's why I'm processing still in front of you, because, yeah. And so that's step number 3, to bring in self-compassion. And so for me, the easiest way to bring in self-compassion is to think about the people who really support you, and look at you through their eyes, and just offer kindness to yourself. And then step number 4 is to go back to your why. Why are you running this business? Why did you even start this? Because you don't have to do this. This is your choice. So remember your why and your vision and your overall vision. Like, I have a vision for this, and there's a reason. I want to spread joy and gentleness. I want to help my local community. And I really feel strong about that. And I think the ripple effects of that, whether it just resonates with 2 or 3 people, I will still be happy with that. So those are just like 4 steps that I go through when I'm highly activated and I'm dealing with a heart hangover situation from some type of business transaction that left me really feeling vulnerable or angry or whatever it may be, because all these feelings happen. And then, so I'll just repeat them really fast. So number 1 is sit with your feelings for a certain period of time, let them come up. Number 2, do some type of exercise to help move those feelings through your body. Number 3 is offer yourself compassion, maybe by thinking of the people who truly love and support you and being in gratitude, thanking them, and then looking at yourself through their eyes. And number 4 is to remember your why and your vision. And this helps ground and center yourself. And then lather, rinse, repeat. So the video is getting a little long. I just wanted to share that with you. And this channel is for me to document my journey of where I'm at. And hopefully it resonates with some of you. So from my heart to yours, I'm sending you LOVE with an exclamation mark. Ciao.